Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Sophia Wardell, and today we have a very special guest, children's author and illustrator Annie M. Wyatt. Annie is a Parsons and NYU graduate and the author of A Horse in the Castle and All Kinds of Castles. Thanks for joining us today, Annie.
Thanks for having me.
Sure, sure. And today I'm very excited. I want to talk all about the publishing journey with you. So, how did your educational background at Parsons and NYU influence your decisions in the publishing process?
Absolutely. There's a lot involved in the publishing process. There's kind of three different pillars any author can take: self publishing, hybrid publishing, which is through an established publisher, or hopefully getting picked up by an agent and a publishing house. So for me, I had to kind of learn the hard way and do old school marketing, old school research, and find out the best opportunity for me. And that's how I landed on hybrid publishing. I really believe in investing in yourself. And I think it's also really hard to get in with the big publishing house, especially as a children's book author. So I did my research. I ran some analysis on the best publishing house to work with, and I'm happy where I landed.
And how could an author choose a publisher that aligns with their vision for their books and illustrations?
Absolutely. I think it's really important to know what your strengths are. So, are you looking for marketing support? Are you looking for editorial support? Are you seeking an agent? Ask yourself that. What do you need from the market? For me, with my first book, I needed the marketing support. I needed someone to
Mm.
go out there and say, we'll create ads for you, we'll run a press release for you, we'll get you in the right spots. And then with my second book, I was so invested in doing the illustrations myself. I wanted to have that editorial support. So, really have someone come in and advise, okay, this doesn't work. This looks good. Here's a word recommendation or not.
Right.
And thankfully, I've been with Archway Publishing now for both books. They're with Simon and Schuster, and they offer both kind of hybrid routes you can go and what you invest in. So, I actually have a marketing background. So I didn't invest in the marketing this time, but I did invest in that editorial support to make sure it was very buttoned up.
Well, I think that's very smart. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that they didn't absolutely love hybrid publishing. Because, like you said, there sometimes you need a little help in this area or that area, and then you're still not totally controlled, but you have that assistance that you do need as an author and an illustrator. And could you compare? I know you've published two children's books. Could you compare and contrast the journey between both of those and kind of lessons learned?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The first book, I felt like I walked into a dark room not knowing the way out, like which way's
Yeah.
up, which way's down. It was such an amazing experience because I really learned about strengths and weaknesses, and opportunities. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me with the first book was finding people that are looking to grow with me. I found a
Mhm.
publicist that was young in her career, very affordable, and she was looking to build her resume. And I was like, perfect, I can't afford a powerhouse. Come work with me. And it was a
Right.
great partnership. And I think we were so gritty, and some of the other people I worked with were gritty and really wanted to achieve. We kind of packaged together and said, okay, let's go to market. With the second book's only been in the market for about 4 weeks. I did have 2 or 3 months of runway to prepare for it, and I knew what I needed to do. And I think my biggest lesson with the second book was really to build an email marketing program. So the first book, I was searching bookstores and building an Excel list and trying to find names or contacts at the bookstores or mailing books. And it was just manual labor, really, really long hours. And now with MailChimp, I just have kind
Mm.
of a drip email marketing campaign reminding people of where I've been or what I'm doing or share the story of the book. And I think that has seen a great ROI as well. And I wish with the first book, I set up and invested earlier a more structured email marketing strategy.
And I know you touched on this a little bit, but were there any big differences in your approach to writing, illustrating, and publishing with, not illustrating your first book and then illustrating and writing your second?
Yeah. With the first book, I had so much fear in signing off on the manuscript and having
Mm.
that confidence. I had invested in an illustrator, again, someone looking to grow her portfolio, a watercolor artist. And I just think I really lacked the confidence to pull the rug and say, okay, let's just do this. And so for anyone writing the first book, just jump. You can always revise a book. No one's going to judge you. Everyone does it. You know, Harry Potter has probably been revised, I don't know, 20 times.
Right.
So I think going into my second book, it was more coming with a gentle, elegant wave of confidence, saying, okay, I can do this. Once the story is right and it lands, of course, obsess about every word and every punctuation and every stroke of art, but also choose to say okay and move ahead and invest in the marketing, and invest in growing the audience. I think with the first book, I also thought that my personal social network would be stronger than it was. But I'm actually learning that bookstores will be the biggest advocates for you.
Mm,
They'll invite you to do the signings. They'll run the social media for you. They'll put you in an email marketing campaign. So I'm investing so much more time there because friends and family, it's like charity work. They're like, of course I'll buy your book, but they're not going to
right.
necessarily go email their friends about it. So I think with the
Right.
second book, that was a huge learning lesson of really find advocates in the indie bookstore environment to support and drive once it came to market.
That's great advice. And lastly, I just want to ask you, what's your biggest piece of advice to aspiring children's authors looking to navigate the challenges of traditional publishing versus self-publishing?
Absolutely. I would say negotiate. It's very expensive out there to get in and work with traditional publishers or hybrid publishers. Do not take something at face value. Know your worth and negotiate it down. You can literally save thousands of dollars. But also have your publisher work for you. I think going in and working with hybrid publishers, there's this juxtaposition of, okay, well, they're attached to a big brand name, so I should trust them. But again,
Mm,
it's that stroke of confidence. Trust yourself. Ask the questions. Don't necessarily take no for an answer and make them work for you. That's okay because you are your brand. You are your investment. Self-publishing is a great route, but what I learned in the process, and I'm very thankful with my first book, I decided not to self-publish and go with a hybrid publisher. In the process of hopefully seeking an agent, I am finding that if you are self-published, they won't actually talk to you. You
mm.
have to prove that forward investment of I'm working with that hybrid publisher and I'm purchasing those books and purchasing those services. So if you can afford to work with a hybrid publisher, I'd do some research and find maybe one of the smaller shops to work with to protect yourself in case you do take that next stage and seek an agent.
Well, Annie, thank you so much. That was wonderful insight on publishing.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Lastly, where can our listeners find and connect with you?
Absolutely. I'm on Instagram, Annie M. Wyatt. So find me. I post about the books, post about readings and signings there as well.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into today's interview with children's author and illustrator Annie M. Wyatt. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.